It's a despicable case, and he is testifying in that today.
Well, it's one of the biggest, as the animation rolls, and then he talks. It's one of the biggest sticking points for health care reform. Will seniors see cuts to Medicare? President Obama insists older Americans have nothing to worry about. But now the head of the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office is contradicting that stance. The CBO chief, Doug Elmendorf, telling senators the so-called Baucus bill that the Senate Finance Committee is now debating would cut payments to Medicare Advantage plans by more than $100 billion over 10 years. Let's bring in Ron Bonjean. He's the former communications director for House Speaker Denny Hastert and press secretary for former Senate Majority Leader Trent Lott, and Peter Mirajanian. He's the former advisor to the Clinton-Gore campaigns and the Gore-Lieberman team in 2000. And Peter, you know, Doug Elmendorf, I don't know if he means it or not, but every time the president lays out these numbers, the CBO comes back and says, well, you know, that's not exactly right. Not doing him any favors.
Well, you know, Trace, this is really a budgeting item, and they're wrangling in the Finance Committee over this right now, and their proposals flying back and forth. I mean, the fact is that President Obama will not sign a bill that will take, you know, millions of seniors off the Medicare rolls. You know, the Republicans used to accuse the Democrats of scaring the public on Social Security. Remember that when we had Social Security reform? So, you know, there's obviously a lot of political hay being made over this, but we have to see how the sausage is finally made in the Finance Committee.
Yeah, but Ron,
I don't think so.
Ron, it's not the Republicans scaring people now. It's the CBO scaring people. Now the CBO comes out their numbers saying, well, you know, there's $100 billion in there that's not accounted for.
Yeah, now that we have the bill, the devil is in the details. You're talking $100 million plus in cuts, in cuts. Not to mention that, you also have cuts in nursing homes, hospitals, hospices. But just on Medicare Advantage alone, they're going to be taking away benefits for seniors that include eye care, foot care, hearing aids. I mean, this is literally tearing at the seniors who built the fabric of our country. I mean, it's amazing to us. It just floors us. It's political suicide for the Democrats to be doing this. And they can point at Republicans all they want to, but they're the ones in charge. And President Obama said that if you have a health care plan, you get to keep that plan. But I guess it's not so for seniors that are not so well off these days.
Yeah, it becomes a point of contention. The other big point, Peter, and I'll let you talk in a minute here. The other big point here is that, you know, Republicans and some Democrats are saying, you know, this mandate that everybody has to buy health insurance, really, it is a tax. And now even some Democrats are saying this thing could be a burden on a lot of middle-class families. The CBO, again, coming out saying that families making as little as $54,000 could have to pay 14% of their gross take-home income to health care premiums.
Well, Trace, I mean, Ron just made my point. I mean, he's politicizing this whole process. He knows very well, having worked on the Hill, that this is a process. There'll be proposals flying back and forth and hammering out these things. This thing is not set in stone.
Right now.
Ironically, no, I know, but ironically, there are Republicans that have issues with this, and some Democrats think the bill doesn't go far enough. So you're getting, ironically, some bipartisan consensus.
I got to stop you there, Peter. Ron, we got some breaking news. Hold tight.
All right, this is a Fox News alert. As promised, the Fed has just made a decision, and we want to bring it to you right away. One of the most important things they're saying is that we're in recovery. They're leaving interest rates unchanged right now as they continue to take a look at how the economy is doing. I want to bring in Cheryl Casoni, who's standing right here nearby.
Holding
unchanged,
the statement,
and they say we're in recovery.
They say that we're in recovery. They also say that inflation expectations are going to be damp for a long time. They're not worried about inflation. That's kind of what we wanted to hear, and you can kind of see the markets going up right now because one of the key things that the Fed is doing right now that's very key to the economy is they're buying mortgage-backed securities. That's propping up home loans in this country. We need housing to recover. If there was any hint in this statement that they were going to be backing off the buying of MBSs, you would have seen a market fall apart today. We're actually seeing the market go higher. So they're going to continue to do what they've been doing and not change anything right now. And we like that. We need that right now.
Yeah, so they're going to hold steady, steady as she goes, recovery happening, keep interest rates exactly where they are, take a look at it until the next meeting and see where we go from there, right?
Right, there you go. Right. So, no, it's what we expected. We like it. We're going to keep it for now.
All right, Cheryl Casoni, thank you very much with the breaking news there from the Fed today. All right, and continuing right here, at least 10 deaths are blamed on horrific flooding Oh my gosh, the pictures that we've seen from Georgia in the past couple of days, and now they include a 14-year-old Georgia boy who was swept away as his mother and grandmother watched helplessly. This boy was struggling to reach a car that had overturned in the floodwaters. He thought he saw a hand